So what's up, everybody? This is J Rock and Fell in Love with Carly, and we are
Hey,
live here on the
everybody.
Entertainment Plug Aftershocks. So it's pretty cool. We just finished doing the show not even an hour ago, and we are now at home, and we're doing a live stream with somebody who I was just introduced to a little less than a week ago, and already I'm like, I really like this. I've heard one song and I'm like, I really, really like this. So it's cool to be able to bring you in. I want to
Mhm.
introduce to everybody Venus.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome. You want to start off? Or you...
Hey, I don't mind. I'll just dive right on in there. We were playing
Moscato. Well,
Moscato.
that's the song.
Oh, I'm about to say, don't say we was drinking.
Hold on, let me go get my cup.
Okay,
Okay.
you gonna make us like we drunk.
I'm about to
Okay.
say that's what we doing. I forgot. Let me go get my glass.
Listen, yes, next time we can. We just definitely quick. But yes, first of all, let me say that you're beautiful and you're amazing spirit. We just thank
You.
you for just gracing us with it this morning. And it's not even morning anymore. It's how long we've been up anyway doing this. But thank you. And yes, he was playing Moscato. I thought he was talking about these bottles back here, girl, but it's okay. You have this nice soulful neo soul. It's this jazzy, bluesy mixture, and it was just beautiful. And I want to know, what is your inspiration? Where did you come up with this sound,
Style.
this
Yeah.
wholeness?
Thank you, first of all, for the introduction, and thank you for the kind words. And you're beautiful as well. Thank you so much. My sound developed, I guess, organically. But when I would sing, I never heard myself in the industry because I never heard anyone that kind of sounded like me. So I was always very insecure about it.
I get that.
Mm.
And then came Chrisette Michelle, and I was always a Sade fan, so she kind of helped shape um, the core of how I write music and deliver music. But we started having a lot of neo soul singers come out to the forefront, and I was like, oh yeah, that's it. I fit in. I do fit in. Um, so I still have my own unique sound, but it blends well into that neo soul slash R&B slash. I mean, I do a lot of other stuff as well, but that's my pocket. That's my niche.
Yeah. I think it's, I mean, first of all, I think it's amazing. I probably said that already. I actually like yours. Like, I like that kind of music. I like your sound. And I can actually, like, I can understand why you would kind of be not really discouraged, but just kind of wondering like where you fit in that in the industry and not really hearing other people like it. Because there's somebody else, and it's crazy because her name is like right here.
Mm.
And I listen to her music, and
Okay.
I can't think of her name. And she actually kind of, I think she was on the reality show with Chrisette Michelle, and I don't know if that was R&B Divas or something, but at any rate, I just think that she's definitely one that nobody knows where to put her, and
Mm.
they don't really know what to do with her. So like I hear individuals like yourself and like her who
Yeah.
have like this amazing music out there, and you just can tell that like the label executives have no clue what to do. And it's like your voice to me is just so strong. I know that her voice is so strong, and it's just like they don't know what to do. So I get where that could come from, but you have something really, really beautiful that the world needs to hear.
Thank you so
Like,
much.
like at least like coming right out the gate. Um, like, baby, I'm so glad that you can come through. I'm like, it hit me as soon as I was listening to it, it hit me, and I'm like, okay, let's start this over for a second.
Thank
Um,
you.
so I played it, on the way home from the radio station. It was on repeat. That's the only song I listened to on the way home, and it just kept playing and kept playing and kept playing. And I'm like, this is really nice. So I like the feel of it. I like what it is that you bring to the table, and I think that is good for our industry and for the culture.
Absolutely. It's definitely, I wrote that one as just like a real good, feel good, song, just a feel good ditty, to go on the album. to where there's no pressure. It's just good, feel good music. You need that, where you can just,
Yeah.
don't have to overthink it. You just vibe with it. So
I think that, and I also know that with your sound being so unique, it's the place where people are looking for that uniqueness. It's so many people. I was listening to the radio. I'm not gonna say people's names or anything because it's irrelevant. Because we got you here and it's about you. And I'm gonna tell you something. I was listening though, and I got irritated real bad. I got so irritated because every song came on with a different artist and they all sound the same. And I was like, you know what? I just can't do all this stuff, and so that uniqueness is what the world needs more of, and that they're going to gravitate to it. Because if I'm irritated by it, and I'm a very patient person, I'm quite sure the rest of these people are irritated. So I just want to, I'm sorry, but seriously, your soul is in your music. And at what age did you know that you wanted to sing? And have you always had your own unique flavor?
well, thank you for saying that, because in this industry, uniqueness isn't always invited. It's not, you don't get that invitation when you stand out. You kind of have to do what everybody else is doing. And I've always felt overlooked because of that. So that's why it's a beautiful thing to be in this day and age where you have social media. Like, people can find you and gravitate to you without having to go through the machine, because like you said, people are tired of the mundane and the cookie cutters, and people do want something different. And so, all the trending things that we're seeing culture wise on TikTok, and that we're hearing, the sounds and songs are those unique artists that are standing out, And so I'm so glad there is a change in the way we hear and receive music right now happening. That's the exciting part. And I think the same thing, evolution with R&B is coming. But as far as my sound, um, I've been singing since I was younger. I was classically trained on the piano, and so I grew up in a singing in a Methodist church. So I have a lot of choral and classical background, and like I said, I was always around older people, so I listened to a lot of country,
Right.
I listened to a lot of old school, R&B, and like I said, Sade was my
Yeah.
that was the foundation. And
That's the
so
person to look up to. That's the person right there.
yeah, and unfortunately, if you ask a lot of this younger generation, they don't know anything about Sade.
About it.
I wrote a song called Atlantis. They don't know anything about Atlantis Morissette.
Listen,
Great lyricists. Great. These are people that just had lyrics.
And it's crazy because I think the downside is that, like, in our communities, we really don't get introduced to the artists like the Alanis Morissettes, and like the Celine Dion's.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of those artists, we really don't get introduced to a lot of those until we kind of branch away from our communities. And
correct.
It was when I went to college that I first learned about Alanis Morissette.
Well, yeah, I came from a diverse background. And I actually made it a point to put myself in diverse situations.
Absolutely.
And so when it came to music, it was just only natural. Like, when I actually started music production, that was like MTV Music Generator 2 on the PS PlayStation. I was creating sounds, like mixing Eminem with Phil Collins.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, growing up, well, I did a lot of the same thing. Placing myself in diverse situations and diverse backgrounds and whatnot. So growing up, like, Phil Collins was one of my favorites. And then I listened to, whether it was, Susudio, or like listening to all of that stuff, and listening to, who was it, the B-52s that did the I don't know. I just know they was dancing out in the field, and I'm like, this is my stuff right here. But it's cool though. And you just, listening to different types of music. And I mean, I listen to a lot of rock and just different stuff like that. And just kind of getting a feel and an experience for different types of music and different instruments. And I was in band and whatnot. So that's cool. Like I can relate to everything that you're saying.
Exactly. And that's why it's so hard for me as a recording artist when people ask me, well, what's your genre? It's like, well, what's not my genre is the easier question, and they're so quick to put you in this box. You're neo soul. I just happen to give you a neo soul song, but I'm not neo soul. I'm an artist. And so that's the battle right now that I'm currently fighting, is being allowed to work in all these spaces, because I grew up in all these spaces. And and it's okay for some people just to have that one genre and think, but I want to branch out, and I don't want to have to do it 10 years from now or 12 years from now after I wear out my, get bored of neo soul. I want to be able to do it all now because I have it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know, is any of your music to the place where you've actually just let your hair down and whatever happens, happens? And I ask because look at her eyes. Your eyes just told it all. I'm going to tell you, I asked you this because when you're classically trained, you are trained, and it's like it's driven into you to be a certain way.
Yeah.
Have you gotten to a place where you've actually done some music that's like down in your down in there that you want to do, but you haven't done it yet because of the industry?
I like, and before you answer that, I love that she asked you that, and I love that we work together, because I promise.
Look at her face; she ready for this one.
I promise that we think just alike. And while I was not phrasing my question that way, I'm gonna tell you what my question was once you answer hers.
Okay. See.
Okay. Okay. I love this. So, and I love that question, because I was asked this question in another interview yesterday or the day before. The days are running together. And that has become my favorite question this week, because it brought me to a realization that I haven't had that yet. I am very careful and methodical, right? But that's one thing that I loved about Sade. She just let it go. And she was, and although I am authentically myself, I am naturally an overthinker, and I yearn to be a perfectionist, even though there's no such thing. And so, but Sade had this way of just giving you what it was. It was raw. And although I do that, I haven't had that song to just, like you said, let my hair down and get in there and let it go. I do it at home all the time, but I haven't done
That's where your power is. See, I see you.
Yeah, thank you.
I can see you.
Thank you.
And your power is in your hair letting down. See, when you've been classically trained, you learn to listen to every tone, and this tone don't necessarily go with that tone.
Yeah.
You understand? They tell you these different things. But as a creator, we literally create our own art pieces. There's no mistake. There's a reason why I put this here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So to get out of that mindset of being trained, I swear to God, I'm gonna tell you what I'm seeing right, because I can see you. I'm gonna tell you what I see.
Give it to me.
I can see you, and it's this. You ever seen Aerosmith when they do their hair and it's kind of just everywhere, and it's kind of like rocking it out?
Absolutely.
And I can see you with this rocking out look, and I want to say it's this like hardcore look. And it's like you ain't scared to show your skin. You put together, and I see you there. And I wonder if you are so classically trained, you have allowed yourself to let your hair down, to just go there, like just go in the studio, one take.
Yeah, doing the one take.
Yup. Whatever happens, happens, and record it.
That's literally on my list. Is just to have a one take. If I can do a one take. But
you can't go back and change it. See, that's you've been so trained. You've been so trained. You worried about making a mistake, but your mistake is what's gonna make you great. That's what you're looking for.
Well, thank you, because I see the same thing for myself. I see that same visual, and it's just confirmation that
You're
you.
so powerful. I'm looking at you, and I'm like, and I think you got gray in your eyes. Is that gray? Your eyes?
No, it's brown.
See, but I can see it, and it's like it's so much more to you.
There is there, and I've always been a layers type of person.
Yes,
I
and
dress in layers. I think in layers. I
so
give
now it's time for
people
you to take
layers.
your layer. You got to come out of your layers.
Yeah,
And I'm just speaking from the creator, okay?
I love it.
So you got to come out of your layers.
Yeah.
Literally let your hair down
Mm.
and be you. Unapologetically be you. And see, the industry is so full of people trying to be somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
They all sound the same, and it's horrible. It's messing with my ears. I gotta go YouTube my music. I gotta drive.
Yeah.
And right now it's our season for people who are real creators.
Yeah.
To create.
Yes.
You know.
There's a song that I have coming out after Moscato. It's called Coffee. And I was able to get into my bag in coffee. It was one of my first. I wrote that almost a few years ago, but it was one of my first elements of, okay, this is Venus speaking. And I'm really proud of that song. I've held on to it for a while, and people have begged me to put it out. And so it's coming this summer. We're working on that. But I feel it's just the beginning.
Do you have a song entitled Venus?
No, not yet. Not yet. And so let me tell you my vision for my artistry. I have a vision of making these albums. Now, right now we're working on an EP, but the albums are these full bodies of work where you get it's called the Major Arcana series, right? And they all follow the major arcana cards of the tarot. So the Lovers is all about love and relationships. The whole energy is about that card. Yeah. So imagine when I get to the Empress, get to the Star, I feel like that is where I get to be authentically, exactly what you're saying, unapologetically Venus. The Empress, I think by the time I get to that card, I will be in my bag. Like fully.
Is that your cover? Now listen, now I'm talking shit. Is that your cover? Is your cover going to be that Empress card with your face in it?
Yes.
See, I'm telling you,
a futuristic, Afro-futuristic version of the
yes, I can see her. Like it's so loud and it's so plain as day. Thank you. Your name is so powerful, especially with the number 3, baby, because we know that that's about divinity.
Come on now.
So the thing is, it's your turn and it's your time to literally walk in your full name, like all of it.
Yes, ma'am.
When you talk about Venus, that's galactic. We're not even on Earth anymore, baby. We're so different. And you got this different vibe, and it's really who you are. And even though he's talking about these different people that you kind of sound like, when I felt it, I could feel your heart there. But when I see you,
like it's all you.
I literally can see you.
It's all you.
And it's out of this world. I'm gonna say it just like that. And
wow,
you are such an amazing person, mind, body, and soul. And I cannot wait to be introduced. Like I meet you, but I can't wait to be introduced to Venus.
Wow, thank you. Wow, y'all, the love,
the galactic
right now. You guys are gonna make me cry. Thank you for that. I'm a baby, so
look. I guess I got a wife for that. Look, I make no apology because I have to see when I see something. When I see something, I have to say it.
Thank you.
I have to say it, and your music. I came in. I said, "What you?" I said, "This is this her?" He's like, "Yes." Oh my God, I love this. I cross genres too. I went to Cleveland School of the Arts. I was in the chorus. There was so many different things I've done. But I noticed when it comes to doing certain things, because of being classically trained, it's almost like back in the day when they hit the knuckles for doing the wrong thing. Like, I don't do that. So in our mind, we look at it like it's an error. But to the creator, he's like, I made you like this for a reason. You gotta be who I created you to be. Damn what you learn.
Absolutely.
You know, unlearn that so I can teach you so you can do what I need you to do and be in purpose. Because our purpose is supposed to provide for us.
Absolutely.
And so you're doing all these great things, and music is healing to the soul.
Yes.
And people put on music, they sad 1 minute, next minute their spirit just get lifted, you know.
Yes.
And that music that I could see you doing, I know you are. Now you fucking awesome. It brings people to themselves, like it snatch them, like, oh shoot, you know, and they ain't gonna have no choice because we have people that push the envelope in the industry and they made it. But the reason why they made it is because they believed in themselves.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, and they were like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
This is who the hell I am. Take it or leave it. Now you don't like it, somebody else will.
Absolutely.
You know, I talked to this lady. It's me getting naked in front of you, and she was going to help me do my show and do all these things for me. And she started seeing what I was doing, and she tried to like keep track of what I was copycat, like create somebody. Even had them dye their hair like mine, baby. I was like, listen, it's only one me, you know. But what happened in this thing was, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I hate when I do that. The lady was trying to steal my ideas and steal who I was.
Oh, that's what
and one day what I told her was, look, because she came to my house, I said, listen, I'm ready for the road. Now, when we first started this business, I was going with you, and you promised me these things. And she gave me all these excuses. I said, well, look, either you're going to monetize me or somebody else will. Who you going to make some money with me? Because I can make you some money.
Yeah.
Either you're going to use me or you're going to watch me be used. Because if you don't like who I am, guess what? The world loves me. My name is Love of Carly. Either you love to hate me or you love to love me, but the love comes first. She said, you just so...
Hello.
And I looked at her, you pass on this? Okay, guess what? The next person you want. And when you see me, just say you had me first and you let that pass by your hand. Because it had a lot to do with you trying to change me, but you trying to make somebody else into who I am.
And that's a lot of what the industry does. So like my question was very much centered around hers.
Okay.
And it really was just because you're so classically trained, when you go into like studio settings, is that difficult for you? Because a majority of the people that you come across are not going to be trained in that way. And a lot of them are going to be, I guess, in a sense, a lot more free and unscripted. And being classically trained, you're taught that this is
what it is. Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. So when I go into the studio, really, I present and give what I feel. And because that's all I know how to do.
Right.
No matter what the training is, anything I record, anything you hear from me is what I feel, what I've written, because they're my words, they're my emotions on the paper. So really, you're not going to get anything less than me.
Right.
Only thing is, there's a lot more of me to give.
Yeah, it's
there's still a lot left on the table.
Yes, you better preach it is.
And so I'm building, and that's the type of person I am. I'm a builder. I love to feed people, and you know, some people they'll give it to you all out front, and that's cool too. But I love the layers. I'm just a layer type of person. I've never been able to get out of that. Even in relationships and dating, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit, you know, see where we at.
What you gonna do with it?
I don't want to give it to you. Don't want to give it out to you. So it's like that's how I am. And so I'm the same way with the music. It's like, okay, I'm giving you me, but don't be mistaken. There's a lot more, and we're gonna grow. And I'm also growing in the music, you know, as well. I'm growing as an artist. Because initially I wanted to be anonymous. I didn't want people to see me. I wanted them to just listen to the music. I didn't want the attachment of the visual attachment. And then I had to get out of that. So there's so many layers, and just revealing myself. I'm an introverted extrovert. I love entertaining, but at the same time, I like my privacy.
Absolutely.
You know?
I get that. Like, I get that. Like,
Yeah.
when you want your privacy. And so, what got you in that space where you didn't want the visual piece? And then how did you pull yourself out of it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So yeah, I started my branding was MOI, was music over image. It was because I was tired of us putting so much emphasis on the celebrity versus what they're giving us. And we have a tendency to, and I know it's hard to separate the music from the artist.
Absolutely.
It's hard. But there was a time when we didn't have all the social access, the access to these artists that we have. You would have to wait for a magazine article to come out. You would have to wait for an MTV special to come out, and to know more about these people. Now, you got people waiting outside their door, following them down the street, watching them brush their teeth. Like you have full access now. And so, I wanted to get back to the mystery of, man, let's just enjoy the music. Like, they giving us some dope music. But I know I learned through another artist, Jaguar Wright. She was in the studio recording a song that I wrote. And she told me, you remind me of Macy Gray.
I almost said that to you. I really did.
She told me, she said, you remind me of a young Macy. And she tried to be anonymous too.
Yeah, because and what made me think about her was because your vibe, not the fact that because Macy come out there and sing some shit. And she just don't care. She's
unapologetically herself.
Yes, absolutely. And so that's what I see with you, like this, just unapologetically be, and no matter what you think, because you're your biggest critic. Let somebody else listen to it. Because your sound is already so unique. And even if you do like that it's this old school bluesy, jazzy, the soulfulness that you have, and you take that and you put it on top of some rocker type of something, and you got your own. They have to play you across all the genres because you hit all of them. What the hell they gonna do like they do with other folks? Like that. Yeah. When they cross genres.
But that's what we're working on. What you just said is exactly, I'm working with some amazing, stellar producers right now. And that's what I've told them from the beginning. I've been developing a team in the background that understands the vision of this is a crossover team. We are going to hit them from as many angles as we possibly can. And there are no limitations on what we can do. There's no boxes here. And finding the people with that same mindset was the goal. And now that I have those people on my team and on my corner, now we are in the process of making the music that defines that.
And own your femininity.
I'm listening.
Own it.
I'm listening.
All of it. You understand? Like, the feminine energy is a creative energy. We are creators.
We are.
And so the gift that God has given us as feminine, with that feminine energy attached to it, own it.
Yes.
Be okay with showing your shoulders and know that they're creatively made for you. You understand? Yes, that part. Understand that that's not a mistake, that you got all the assets and all the things that are there for you, and utilize all that God gave you. Just be okay with it.
And I am, but also, that's just part of the layers of me, right? In a relationship, I don't give them all the skin at once. I got to leave them with something to think about, something to envision, right? And so,
let me tell you something. Men eat with their eyes first.
Absolutely, and
women do too. Catch what I'm going to.
We do.
Be all the woman that you are. It's okay to be. Listen, I'm all show, no tell.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm all show, no tell. I'm say saving myself from my whole husband, but I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna give you what you're looking for, and I'm gonna get what I want. But you understand me? But we ain't. I'm all show, no tell.
Yeah,
You're an artist.
I am.
A picture. Make sure the cover is as enticing as the song.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
ain't saying go out
Oh
there
yeah.
and show
The
your
visuals.
for nothing, you know.
Oh yeah, the visuals for
You get what I'm
Moscato.
saying? But I can see you. Your attire on your cover looks like to me like a pinup, but it's all.
I was just about to tell you. So the visuals for Moscato and Coffee are both retro. Very much pinup, very much
And I like retro.
yes. So we're taking it back. Like I'm excited about it. So exactly what you're talking about is what we're working on.
See, and I don't know. Am I there? I ain't say. Listen, was I there?
I don't think you were there. I don't recall you being in that meeting. So yes, you're onto something for sure. I love this is why I love being an artist, because as a creator, there's so many sides to me. I grew up I'm a tomboy. Like I hoop, I coach basketball, I coach men's basketball, you know, so I have all these different sides. And when I tell you I have these layers, that's what I mean. Like, you know, very feminine, but also I understand the other side very well, you know. And so I like to give everybody, I like to give all of me. And so sometimes you're gonna catch me in a flannel, you know, sometimes you'll catch me in you're gonna see me in some gold pelted beautiful dress for some Moscato shoots. Sometimes you'll catch me in some see-through stuff. If you go through my Instagram or my website, you'll see there's different styles to V3nus. She's just not one individual. And I like that I leave them guessing on what's coming next.
Right.
I can't wait.
But that's what, like, this the industry needs more of that.
I believe so. Like,
it's
so boring knowing what an artist is gonna do. Like, and it's for me, it's boring just knowing an artist. I mean, it's cool. Okay, she always looks this way, but that's boring. That takes away from my creativity.
Absolutely.
You know,
it's like I was telling him, Love and Basketball. You know how
that's my favorite movie.
Yeah, see,
so
she remind me of Love and Basketball.
We gonna have to talk after this.
I'm gonna get out your fear. I'm gonna get out.
But yeah, I think she hits on a lot. She hits on a lot of truth, and it's funny because you mentioned Jaguar Wright, and that was one of the names I was going to mention at the beginning.
Really?
I love Jaguar Wright. I've interviewed her. Like, I interviewed her when she put out the Denials, and like I interviewed her for both of them projects. So I mean, that was some years back, but yeah. I love Jaguar Wright. And then the Macy Gray connection, or the Macy Gray piece, I definitely saw that. The one I was forgetting was Leela James. I think that very much like her, I think that you're in your own bag. You don't sound like anybody.
No, I love
whether the genres are close, or you know, whether it sounds similar that way. That's something completely different. You still are. You're an original.
Thank you.
Like,
let me know if you need a background dancer. I could do a little one too.
I got you.
And she gonna be all show and tell. So you can show no tell.
Yes.
So you talked about Coffee, and that being your next single. Like, what is kind of the timeline, or do you have a timeline on anything right now?
Yeah, we do. So Moscato should drop at the end of this month. Once Moscato drops, Coffee it is the Big Mocha. We're gonna drop that at the beginning of summer, possibly the beginning of June. And then we'll gear up for that EP. The EP, I'll be serving you up the drink menu. So since we already got Moscato and Coffee, I can.
All of this connects. Like, I really like that, and I just, not to cut you off, I love that piece of it. Like, where you could tell that it was really thought out and like there's really a plan put in place.
It is
like the titles,
yes,
and when you release and everything,
you,
and like
yes.
I love, like I can't wait until that releases. I love that. Like I'm one who still goes out and buys the hard copy, even though you can download, because I want the book. And I want to read all the stuff in there and everything that you wrote and everybody you thanked and all of that. So I'm waiting for it.
And where can people find your music now?
They can find it on all music platforms. But if they go to my website, Who Is V3nus, and that's whoisv3nus.com, they can have direct access. They can also purchase it from there as well. But of course, Spotify, Apple Music, it's on all streaming platforms.
Yes. I want to invite you, extend an invitation to you as well to come back on our show when we're actually at the studio, so we can stream your music and hear you live. You could do it like this if you like to do virtual. Your invitation also extends to actually come into the studio live. You're everywhere around.
Yeah.
We are located in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yes,
road trip. I see a road trip in the future. Yes.
Okay. Listen, I would appreciate it too. Like we will appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So So whenever we are usually on live Saturday mornings from 11 to 1. That's what took us so long to get here, because we were just leaving the studio to rush across the freeway.
Well, I appreciate you guys.
Here. So I would love for you to come out. And I like to give people a treat when they get here, so he knows already. It's just what it is. So.
Well, I'm all for the treats. I thank you for the invitation. I would definitely take you up on that. This has been a pleasure just meeting you guys and
thank you.
Getting to chop it up, and you feeling just not even just feeling my energy, but just oh my goodness, the bounce back. Like
thank you.
You are a proactive interviewer, and I love the way that you have a gift for feeling people. And
thank you. I appreciate that. She'll make me cry. I'm a good baby. I'm a total empath. You
are very much so.
Thank you. So like you know that for me to be able to feel and see you that way, I will have to be. Some people say it and don't even know what the hell they're talking about, but you can see. So thank you. So I'm grateful that you were open up for me to be able to see you and give you some feedback. And I like that. She said a proactive interviewer. I love that. Yeah. Now I'm a proactive. Okay, so now thank you.
Now you're gonna see that on her title when you're gonna see it.
It makes sense.
It is. It's accurate. But no, yes, just that's a gift. That's a gift in itself. And to be able to read people and let them walk away knowing that they've been seen. A lot of people in this day and age don't feel seen or feel heard, but to be seen is leave them feeling that way is a gift. So thank you for that gift today, both of you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think this was, already it was an amazing opportunity, but it really was cool to connect with you and start to get to know you. And like, I don't know how Carly feels. I think it's probably about the same, but I just love like the grassroots like feel of it. And I could see that you're like slowly building yourself, and you building, from one level to the next, or from one layer to the next layer to the next layer.
Sure, you saying slowly, but with God in it. His
his
math ain't like our math. So I don't never put the stuff.
Right.
Listen.
That's right. But I think that you're doing an amazing job at it.
Thank you.
Like the music comes across very well, and it's very relatable.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm going to see how each person that we've interviewed, moving forward to see what their journey looks like after our interview. As you grow, I want to stay connected, stay plugged in, to be able to, upon releases, upon shows, upon coming here along the journey, just to, keep us abreast so we can be a part of the journey. I'm big on the journey,
right,
and enjoying it.
Absolutely. And both of us are. So this has been a great opportunity. I really appreciate you for taking the time, especially on a Saturday.
No, it was my pleasure. There's no place I'd rather be than sharing this moment with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any kind of final words or anything that you want to get out there before we end?
No, thank you guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in and watching this interview and supporting the platform. You guys have um, my love, respect, and support. I will definitely be singing your praises. Thank you for doing what you do and giving me this opportunity. And so I guess in my
Absolutely.
final words is, people always ask me what my affirmations are. I am. And you said a lot of things today that represent what I am and who I am. And so I am all that I am. So thank you guys.
That's love.
Now this will continue to run on YouTube as well. So I'll make sure that Tangi has the link so that then she can get it to you and then you can disseminate however you wish.
Yes.
And then of course, what we'll do is we'll start working out. We're kind of going in order. We just started doing the separate streams from home from the show maybe about a week ago. So we're kind of going in order of each one we did and extending the offer to come to the actual show. So I'm thinking probably within the next couple of weeks, but I'll make sure that I get something over to Tangi just so that then she can get it to you. And then again, we're Saturdays from 11 to 1 Eastern time. So
on NoStaticRadio.net.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I have Ohio on my son's basketball schedule. I think we're supposed to be there this summer. So I would definitely coordinate that. And when I come through, ma'am, there's gonna be shoulders out. I'm gonna have shoulders out.
She said, "Man,
I love it. Yes, I'm big on it.
I love that you said that." And we just had a conversation right before we left the studio today, just about like her energy, and just the way that she talks and the way that she interviews and the way that she makes people realize and recognize that they are being seen and that they're being heard. And like we just had this conversation, so it really, I really appreciate you saying that, because I was just talking to her really in terms of, when you unite with people, and like I've been doing the entertainment plug for a few years now, and she just came in. We've known each other, but she just came in a few weeks ago.
Congratulations.
And already I can see just the change and just the spirit in the studio and the energy in the interviews, because like how you're classically trained, I kind of have that. Like I went to school for journalism, so I have the background of this is how it should be, and I'm asking what I want. So I mean, my questions are authentic, but it's not really a lot of. And she brings it.
I bring all that.
And you need that balance. You need that balance of that
absolutely
that pure rawness that kind of counterbalances or not that works with the classical, the function, and that's the duality. That's that balance that we all need in life. That's what makes it work.
And we should be able to play off of each other. So where I'm weak, like where I'm, and what I might be weak in, that's where she steps in. And then where she might be weak, that's where I step in.
That's how that works. That's how relationships.
We realize it already that we're like glue. Like we really work well together. So I love having her sitting here beside me doing these interviews, because now, like in the interview, not only are you obviously talking about your product and what it is that you're putting out here, but you're actually opening up to us.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing that we want. Like we love this business and love doing these interviews. And I love everything about media and people and really getting to know people.
Yes.
Like by no means is this a job for me. And a lot of journalists and people that do interviews, it's a job.
No, I can tell.
And you see it. It's like you see it when you're talking to them, and you know that they're asking that because this person they want to know, or it's just not genuine.
Right.
Whereas, like we want to respect your privacy, but we also want to respect you as just being human. Like you go through a lot of the same stuff that we going through.
Exactly.
And it's just cool to hear that and for that to be able to come out through the conversation, and we get to know each other and just each other's personalities and spirits, true spirits and whatnot. So this has been awesome.
It has all the way around. And what I love the most about it is how much confirmation happened. just with the three of us speaking. A lot of confirmation from both ends. You know, we've been saying it the whole 45 minutes we've been talking about, you know, I was just thinking that, or I was just saying that, or, you know, so I love that God has orchestrated this moment, and the universe has aligned the stars to where we could have this conversation, and I look forward to having it again.
Oh, absolutely. So let us know when you are in town. Like, we will have some.
Yes, because I gotta get you together.
She gonna have your treats together, but we're gonna have. But we're gonna have some. We're gonna have something really nice planned for you. We just need to know that you're gonna be here. And
okay, I'm gonna text Tangi the dates. As soon as we got the phone, I'm looking on that calendar.
Yeah, Tangi, know I'm always trying to get somebody in the studio. So.
And I'm like, if you got some friends, you gotta send us. Let us know.
I'm excited.
I'm about matters at the heart.
Just
so my name is Fell in Love with Carly.
Yeah.
You know, I branded my name. I'm a life love coach. You know, and that's what I do for a living. But when I get to reach people, it's all about matters at the heart. They say, well, who do you cater to? I said, anybody that have a heart.
Anybody that. So go back. Just real quick, you said you're a life love coach?
Love coach.
Life love coach.
Yes, my name is Fell in Love with Carly because God had to teach me how to fall in love with myself so I could teach other people how to love from a place of overflow and not a place of lack.
Yeah.
When you love from a place of lack, it hurts the person you're loving and it hurts you. So I teach people how to love from a place of overflow, how to peel back those layers and be unapologetically themselves is what I teach people how to do. So when I'm on the broadcast, I went to school and spent my money to find out I've been myself my whole damn life, okay? So I've been doing this my whole life.
I love this, and I think we need to have a conversation off there as well. But you know, I teach high school, and that's more than just teaching the subject that I teach. I think that's the bigger part of what I teach and I deal with is teaching our young people how to love themselves so that they can properly love others. And I hear, I have so many stories, you know, of instances where they're learning that. And we, you know, a lot of us don't learn that till we get older. You know, we don't realize that we don't love ourselves as much as we should. And this is why relationships can be difficult while we're in them or getting out of them, you know? And so, we definitely have to connect.
Yes, I'm in agreement with that. So now you got to send Tangi my information so that.
Absolutely.
Or listen, inbox me at Fell in Love with Carly. Look, I'm Fell in Love with Carly. Listen, if you don't want to stand in line.
I ain't standing nobody's line now.
Look, that's my email address. That's my YouTube.
I like the Instagram. Thank you.
You know, that's TikTok. That's everywhere. You know, just reach out to me, and I definitely don't mind getting together what you want to talk about, whatever you want to talk about. I got my daughters in there, my son too, and they understand that I teach it at home. You know, they have to understand it. Their friends feel the kind of way. They say, "Mommy, my friends need you." You know, it means something when your kids understand what you do and they want to send their friends. They want to send you to the world. My biggest supporters are in there. My 13-year-old said, "Mommy, the world needs to hear from you."
Wow.
She did.
I love it.
And she on the spectrum. I'm going to say that she's going to be mad. I hope she got her earbuds in, but that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because she'll be mad if I say it because you can't tell. But for somebody that they have social, you know, anxieties and everything to say, "Mommy, the world needs to hear from you." I understand that it could put me out there, but in spite of that, the world needs to hear from you because people don't understand this. And she gets behind me and she posts things and she makes edits for me and she makes her own edits just to say thank you for me, you know, and how much she loved me, just so the world can understand how to love themselves more, how to accept themselves, how to appreciate themselves. And I'm grateful, you know, that not just her, but all of them across the board are supporting, and that they have people like you that are out in the schools that are trying to teach the same thing to support people learn how to love from this place of overflow. And I'm grateful that we got to meet you today because I know when you posted your flyer, you had all your bells and whistles, girl. You had all the popping and stuff. I was like, "Oh, I'm reposting this, Chester. This is what I like. Somebody who gets something,
right,
and they like, oh no, I got to,
Yeah.
you know. So I just knew it was something about our connection from that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Then we started talking back and forth. Here go James. I see y'all on there talking. I'm like, mind your business. Like,
No, because I saw all these posts and stuff going back, and I'm like,
what just happened?
no, but I think it's really amazing because, like, to be honest, that's the type of feel and vibe that we really are working to build.
Yeah,
like
just be it.
Yeah, like
you can't build it, you just gotta be it.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I've been working in media for over 20 years, and in a lot of ways I've shied away from a lot of pieces of it because I just don't agree with certain stuff, and like I just want to be presented in a certain way. But it's about who you are as a person, though.
What, can you give me an example of something?
I just think that the stuff that gets covered in the media, like, you know, when you're dealing with celebrities and musicians and entertainers and whatnot, it's just a lot of times it's like it's messy and it's crazy.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's messy, it's crazy, and there's so much of that stuff that I don't really choose to report on. Number one, because people are human,
right?
People go through stuff,
exactly.
And just because you out in the public eye, don't mean that you want all your business to be out there. Right. And then I don't want nobody dragging me in. My son is here, and I don't want nobody dragging us through the media. And then I have family in the music industry, so I kind of think about a lot of that stuff too. And I'm like, okay, I don't want my name and my face out there over some craziness or whatever. And then everybody at it, and whatever the case may be, I just said that I really want to kind of build my own way and build my own platform and just work for myself.
Absolutely.
So that's where we are. We've been doing this, and it works when you're yourself and when you're authentic, and it works, and people gravitate to it. And it's easier for us to build relationships with the managers and the publicists and the artists, and just all across the board. It's easier for us to build these types of relationships and really connect with people when they come to town and do events and do things for them. And because that's really what we're here for, to be that to somebody else. It's not just about us finding out about new music and interviewing the coolest celebrities and that type of thing. Like, we really want to help somebody, and I know that's what you're doing through your music. Like, you're helping so many people, and you're helping us. So we appreciate it.
I can't wait for it to get here.
Likewise. Yeah, no, and that's the beauty in finding people like you guys who actually truly are there to serve. You're providing a service, and the service isn't about you. It's about those that you're servicing. And when you have that kind of intent, people feed into that. We feel it, and we feed into it, and people buy into it. And that creates a formula for success and longevity.
Absolutely.
Some people, they get away for so long with being fake and having things tailored, but I think just being authentic and genuine, even though it's rare in this industry, it connects you with other people who are genuine and real. And those are the people even if I weren't to go as far as some people, I'm okay as long as I'm amongst the right circles.
Absolutely.
As long as I'm in a safe space, some people are willing to give that stuff up and be something that they're not, or, sacrifice other things. And I'd rather be in spaces like this where I know the love is real, the support is genuine, and everybody's heart is in the right place.
Absolutely. And that's why you're gonna go further.
Things are gonna change. There's a change of brewing, as they say, and people, this young generation has a heart that they're on fire for change. Things are gonna change in this industry. I know it.
Absolutely.
And they're fighting against it. That it's happening right in front of our eyes. They're fighting against it, but they can't. And I think music, there's so much power in music because it's the thing that connects us all.
Absolutely.
You have people in countries that don't speak English singing. song, you know, so music connects us all. There's a power in sound, and creation started from sound. So
That's right.
once you get the market and you have the right backing and support, and you're feeding the people the right things, only good is gonna come out of that. And so we're gonna have a bright future in music if we
I
continue
agree.
doing what we're doing.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for everybody watching. We have been live with V3nus. You can catch this replay. It will be running on YouTube, and we'll have links going up everywhere else as well. Thank you so much for tuning in to us. We will continue to keep these streams coming. We have quite a few coming up for this coming week, so make sure that you stay tuned in. Again, this is V3nus, and your Instagram one more time is.
Who is V3nus? Who is V3nus?
Okay, so make sure you guys hit her up, follow her there. Check her out.
Listen to her music.
Listen to this music.
Yes.
Like it's amazing. And I'm looking for this album. I'm looking for this album so I can go and buy it.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Much love.
Much love. Bye-bye.